believe I'm making this video. I don't know where to start. I'm so excited and it's been so hard to keep this a secret. This is literally the biggest thing that I've ever accomplished. Well, one of the biggest, and I'm so proud of it. I am going to be releasing a makeup collaboration with Makeup Revolution. I honestly, I'm so excited. My face hurts from smiling. I can't believe that I have worked with Revolution for nearly 2 years on a makeup line, and I'm so proud of it. I'm a big perfectionist, so it's been really difficult to get it exactly how I wanted it, but it definitely is now, and I'm so happy with everything, and I hope you guys love it too. It actually releases today, the 17th of February 2022. If you've not heard of Revolution before, they are a massive beauty and makeup company in the UK, and they have previously done a lot of collaborations with other social media people and YouTubers, and ever since I was little I've always looked at the collaborations they did and been such a fan of Revolution, and I'm going to show you something. Wait for this. So I was the cover of this magazine, Blogosphere magazine, in early 2020, like February time, and in it I was asked in my interview, in terms of what type of brands you would like to work with or who's on top of your list, I said I would love to do a collaboration with Makeup Revolution. That would be a dream for me. That actually makes me emotional because that was 2 years ago, and I could not even think about that being a possible thing that would happen. And so the fact that I kind of feel like I've manifested it is insane. Like, little Nikki, I wish I could sit her in front of a screen and show her all of the things that I dreamt of and then would go on to accomplish. Like, it's absolutely insane for me. Yeah, I remember when Soph Does Nails did her first collaboration with them, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I ever could do that one day, it would be amazing. Eventually, I'd love to create my own makeup line. And what has she gone and done? Just that. Insane. Like, it really blows my mind. It's so crazy how I said this. And then at the end of the year in 2020, I was contacted by Adam, who is the CEO of Revolution, actually in October 2020 to be precise, and he just messaged me out of the blue, and I really freaked out because previously I hadn't worked with Revolution at all. I wasn't on their PR list, nothing, just been a big fan of it, so I knew who Adam was, obviously, and his bio says like CEO of Revolution, so I was like freaking out, and he messaged me, just said let's go on a call and just chat and, you know, introduce ourselves to each other. So we did that. It went really well. Adam is so lovely, and then I didn't hear from him for a few months, and then come like I'd say December or January time, he got on a call with me and said that he wanted to do a collection with me, and had no idea that I'd said this in this article. It truly is like my dream brand to work with. I'm such a fan of Revolution and everything that they've done, and this is like a childhood dream absolutely come true. I can't believe it, and I've truly put my heart and soul into it because it means so much to me. You know, it's not an afterthought or things like that. It has literally been like such a priority in my life for the last nearly 2 years, and I'm just so grateful to my managers for helping me along the way, but also the Revolution team have been so amazing, and I've had basically practically all of the say in everything that I've done, and I really feel like it's a collection that sets itself apart from other things in the makeup industry and makeup world, and it's exactly how I envisaged it. So let me introduce you to Revolution x Nikki Lilly. Oh my gosh, hopefully this is the first collection of many to come. So I've done my base makeup, and I thought I could intro you guys to the products and the collection as I do my makeup with it, and talk a bit about the whole experience with creating it and the ideas behind it and the inspirations, colour choices, the first initial mood board I created and sent to Revolution with what I wanted from the collection, or kind of the vibe I wanted it to be, and where we are now. It hasn't sunk in yet, and I can't believe it's going to be available in all Superdrugs, online on the Revolution website, worldwide, for all of you guys that don't live in the UK, or if you don't have a Superdrug near you, same with that. Yeah, madness. So the collection is cafe themed. If you guys have been following me for a little while, you know coffee is like one of the best things in my life. Like, I absolutely love coffee and love cakes and pastries and things like that, and I love sort of like the colours that you associate with coffee and things like that, and cafes, like the sage greens, the neutrals, and like the pastel colours and things like that. So that is really the vibe of the collection. You know, there's something for everyone. There's like the pastel tones for the people that like experimenting or playing with colour, or there's also the neutral palette for people that love makeup but aren't quite onto the colourful spectrum, and just that you can use every day. And that is the one I'm going to be using for my eye look today, because I've been doing quite a bit with the colourful palette. In total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things altogether if you include the eyelashes in my collection. So let's get into it. Oh my god. Okay, first let's do the face palette, because that is the first step of my routine. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys, because this would not be possible without your support, and I hope that you love the collection as much as I do. Yeah, I will cherish this moment and cherish this opportunity forever. So yeah, enough of me rambling, let's actually get into the collection now. I've just brought you a little bit closer so you can see the collection a little bit nearer and clearer. So first things first is my face palette. This is the packaging. Like, out of the whole collection, I'd say this packaging is the coolest. It is an idea I had in my head from the start, with the help of my amazing manager Ange, who is literally a creative genius. Initially we thought of having like the face palette in like a cafe menu style, but we then thought of this idea, which was a lot more fitting. So I introduced you guys to the Better Than Coffee Face and Lip Palette. What I love about this is, firstly, it's 3D, so it's very cute for photos and just very cool. But I also really, really like this because I wanted to create something that was quite multi-use. So, you know, it's got these highlighters in it that is kind of more like a gloss texture, so you could easily apply them to your lips, use them as a kind of like dewy face highlight, which I've been doing. I'm not even trying to be biased, but the highlighters in this, especially the Vanilla Frappe highlighter, which is my absolute fave. When they were sending over testers, when I finally found like the perfect formula, I hit pan on that so quickly, and I was like, I need it to come out now, so I've got like a copious amount that I can use because I love it so much. It's not kind of the highlight that sits on your skin or looks too shiny, you know, like the 2016 like highlight stripes where you could literally see it from a mile away. It really does look like a dewy glow from within, and that is seriously the vibe I was going for. But it's not sticky, it doesn't pick up any makeup underneath. It's just, yeah, it's perfect. This is the one I'm currently using. I tried to clean it up a bit because it's a bit messy. Basically, the idea behind this palette is it's things that are better than coffee, so they're all named after other drinks that you would get in a cafe or in a coffee shop. So for example, strawberry milk, hibiscus tea, red rooibos, spice chai, white mocha, vanilla frappe, chamomile tea and ruby latte. So it's kind of like the non-coffee drinks for the non-coffee drinkers, you know. And I am absolutely obsessed with the shades in this. I really wanted to make sure there was something for everyone. I took the testers into school, which all fell out into my bag and made such a mess, but I took them into school and swatched them and tested them on my friends, asked if they had any notes on them, and my friends and family, like, asking their thoughts on them was like a really big help for me. This is actually the packaging that your palette will come in. Obviously, like I said, this is the one that I'm using, which is why it's out of the packaging. But yeah, as you can see, packaging is sage green. Sage green has my heart. Yeah, this is basically what it comes in, and then ta-da! This is a fresh version of it. There you go. And it has a mirror. Another thing that was really important to me is having a good size mirror, so I made sure that initially it was a bit small, so we made it a bit bigger. And similarly with the blush pans and highlight pans, they're a bit small initially, so I got those a bit bigger to make sure it lasts longer. This is the product that we ended up with, and I'm so happy with it. As you can see, it's got my classic Nikki Lilly signature on it. I absolutely love this. It's crazy how far we've come. Initially this bit was 3D and a lot chunkier, so we've really streamlined it and slimmed it down and made it a lot more travel and daily use friendly, especially if you're travelling on the go, like to work or school, and want to put some blush and highlight on. So yeah, that is that. I like using a dense kind of buffing brush for this. I don't do much of my makeup with brushes. I do a lot with a sponge, but for my blush I really like using just sort of like a dense fluffy buffing brush. The top shades here, we have Strawberry Milk, which is like a pinky rose shade, and then we have Hibiscus Tea, which is a bit more of like a neutral peach shade. As you can see, that just kind of blends out beautifully. I think I'm going to firstly start off with Hibiscus Tea, so I will literally just dip my brush into it like that, and also Spice Chai, and then I'll just dab it on my hand and then start just kind of applying it where I want it. I really love taking my blush like up to my temples because I think it sort of lifts your face a little bit, so then I'll literally just dab off any excess and smile. And it is such a pretty colour combo. Does not pick up any product underneath. I think it looks quite airbrushed when you apply it, like it just sort of naturally sits into your skin and doesn't look like another layer. It is a multi-use palette and it is for your face and your lips. So I love using these as like lip tints and lip stains because they have that matte finish. They're perfect for like a lip. Often when I'm doing like my everyday makeup, I'll go in with like the Strawberry Milk one, which is my fave, and just dab it on and then put on a lip oil over the top of that, which I'll do today to show you. And then I like to get a little bit just on the tip of my brush and just dab it onto my nose. So now I've done that, it is time to show you guys the highlights. This highlight formula is like nothing else I've ever tried. I absolutely love it. I love it so much. And I've used other highlights, like gone back to some of my favourite highlighters that obviously aren't from my collection, and they just aren't the same since I've been using my one. Like it just doesn't hit the same that it used to. The bottom is obviously the highlights, as you can see. So yeah, we've got White Mocha, which is like a classic sort of vanilla ice cream white mocha shade. And then we've got Vanilla Frappe, which is my self-confessed favourite shade. I love this one so much. And then obviously Chamomile Tea, as I said, it's a stunning like pinky shade, which I'm going to actually mix with Vanilla Frappe today, I think. And yeah, she's just a really pretty sort of goldy hued, and this looks beautiful in darker skin tones especially as well. And then finally we have Ruby Latte, which is similar to White Mocha, but it's a little bit matter, so it doesn't have so much of the shimmeriness to it. If you're really not a fan of that and you just want to add like a bit of like a highlight to your cheekbones and things like that, I really love using this. So firstly I'm going to go in with the Chamomile Tea one. I love this. Can you see that? So pretty! Now I'm going to put it on the nose. So I'm going to put it here and also down the nose. And because I've not really got any blush here, it will add a little bit of colour, but I actually really like that. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with Vanilla Frappe, and I really like putting this, I've already done my brows, so I really like putting this underneath my brow bone. And then I also really like putting it on just the top of my Cupid's bow. So I've rambled on way too long about this palette, but I truly am like so happy with it and so in love with it, and yeah, very passionate about everything. So that is the face palette, and this is the look that I've created with it. Now onto the eyeshadow palettes. These took such a long time to get right. 1 in terms of packaging, 2 in terms of shade names, and 3 in terms of whittling down the shades, because I really wanted it to be a palette that wasn't just like a one look palette. I didn't want it to be like, oh okay, you've only got these 2 shades and these 2 shimmers, and they don't really work together. Because I think with palettes, there's a lot of times where you have all these colours that are great, but ultimately you want it to be a palette that is multi-use and you can create so many different types of looks from. In this video, I'm going to be going for a more neutral look. I think I want to do like a sort of smoky brown eye or something like that with some shimmer. So this is the first palette. It is my very loved one. Let me get a new one because this is a bit disgraceful. It's just been sitting in my makeup bag and it's a bit dirty. Okay, that's better. So this is it in its packaging, and this is the Cinnamon Bun palette. And the colours are all inspired by coffees and different drinks, including coffee, to go with the whole neutral vibe. I loved coming up with the names for this one because I am a coffee addict, so it was very easy for me. I've gone for a square 9-shade palette because I thought, one, it's a lot more travel friendly, which is a big thing I had in mind. But also two, I just prefer square palettes. And then in here, we have a mirror again, of course, and we have the 9 shades. So it was also really important for me to have like a good shimmery to matte ratio, because I didn't want there to be too many shimmers and me get overexcited, because I love shimmery looks, and then not have enough mattes for the people that just kind of like wearing some soft matte shades, or not enough mattes to mix with those shimmers. So in this palette we have 5 mattes and 4 shimmers. So my favourite part about this palette, aside from the beautiful shades, is that the matte shades have an engraving in them of a cinnamon bun. Like, I've never seen that done before. A lot of palettes don't have engravings on the eyeshadows, and I really think it adds that little extra like specialty to it. I'm going to, I think, do my eye look with this palette and then show you the next palette so I don't confuse you guys too much. And voila. So first thing I'm going to do is just grab a fluffy brush and go into flat white and just brush that across my eye just to sort of set it and create a matte canvas to work on. So now I'm going to go into Caramel Macchiato, which is that peachy nude shade, and just run that through the crease. Okay, so now that's done, we are going to take this brush now, which is like a flat fluffy brush, and go in with Espresso on the outer side. And at the same time, I'm actually going to bring it underneath my eye. Okay, I'm going to go in with this brush here, which is just like a flat brush. Dip into hot chocolate and then just draw a line, almost like an eyeliner. So I'm going to draw a line upwards, and then I'm going to bring it in. And this is what we are looking. Okay, so now both eyes are done. I'm going to finally go over with shimmer. So I'm literally just going to get Cappuccino and put that with my finger on the outer part of my eye here. And then I'm just going to tap into all 3 of these shades, Cappuccino, Latte and Mocha, and start going all over. So now it looks like this, it's all shimmery. So I'm going to finally go in with Frappe on the centre of the lid, and then also on the inner corner. So that is your first introduction to the Neutral Cinnamon Bun palette. Ta-da! This is the look that I've created with it today. Absolutely love it. Even though it's a neutral palette, you can do stuff like this with it. The options seriously are endless, and if you wet your brush, then obviously you could create like a proper brown liner out of it, or just do it like a shimmery eye, or use an inner corner highlight. There are so many things you can do with it. So yeah, that is that palette. Oh my gosh. Here, look, I can show you. Ta-da! So this is the Pastel Delights palette. So this is for the person who loves a little pop of colour, adding a little bit of fun colourfulness into their makeup, but doesn't want to necessarily use like the rainbow toned primary colours. This is the packaging again. This is the cake. This is the front of it. So yeah, love this. This took quite a while to, this cake illustration I am absolutely obsessed with now, but it took a while to get right. Like first it was like the colours of the sponge were too bright and too rainbowy, and then I didn't like how the icing looked or the sprinkles looked, but we finally got it right and I love it. And this is the palette! Ta-da! So for this palette we went for 5 shimmers and 4 mattes, whereas the other one it was the other way around. And I just really like how the pastels that are in this aren't really pastels that I've seen. It's like, you know, they're all slightly muted, but in a good way. So we've got like a slightly muted kind of corally red shade. We've got that as a green, a blue. This blue is beautiful, I love this. And also we've got like a purpley pink shade. And then we've got all of our stunning shimmers that you can create so many fun looks with. This is Strawberry Cheesecake. It's an absolutely stunning, basically rose gold shade really. And it's just like a perfect... Can I just stop dropping things? It's just a perfect, literally like strawberry pink, light pink, blush, peachy shimmery shade, so that's that. And then next to it we have Berry Brioche, which is a stunning, and oh my god, I've just messed it up, but can you see it has the little cake engravings in it as well? So like the other one had the cinnamon buns, and this one has the little slices of cake. I absolutely love that. So again, that beautiful for the mattes, that beautiful buttery formula. And we've got like a purpley lilac-y pink shade here. And then we've got Banana Bread, which is quite an interesting shade because it's less shimmery than all the other shimmers, but it does have a little bit of sort of like gold shimmer to it. It's obviously a yellow and has that pigmented undertone, but it also has that sort of goldy shimmery hue to it, so I absolutely love that. Then we have Red Velvet, which is a stunning pinky coral shade. And then we have Blueberry Muffin. This shade, oh my god, this shimmer is incredible. Can you see it already on my hand? This would be amazing if you wore it like with a wet brush and put it on. Can you see that? It's stunning. I love this shade so much, and it almost has like a slightly pinky purpley hue to it depending what light you look at it in. And then we have Birthday Cake, which is a really interesting shade. It's a blue obviously, but it's a very light baby blue, but it packs a lot of punch and pigment. So I actually really like wearing this if I want like a matte sort of inner corner highlight. I really like wearing this. As you can see here, like these two are perfect together. And then we have Raspberry Tart, which is just kind of your classic hot pink, goldy undertoned pink shade. It's like such a pretty true pink shade. And then we've got Matcha Cupcake, which would have to be one of my favourite shades in this palette. Matcha Matcha. It's just a beautiful, basically sage green shade, but it isn't like, I wanted a green shade that was quite complementary, and I really feel like Matcha Cupcake is that. And it's so, look at that, like look how pigmented it is. It's so buttery and so smooth. Oh, it's so pigmented. Can you see that here? No fallout, smooth application. I love this shade so much. And then finally we have Mint Choc Chip Cookie. These two look beautiful together, and it's basically a slightly more sort of teal version of the Matcha Cupcake, but I love this. I'm actually going to put it over the Matcha Cupcake so you can see. Ta-da! Can you see that? It kind of has a really beautiful hue of different shades in it. So I really love that. I'd say these two are more like finely packed, finely milled shimmers, and then these ones are a bit chunkier if you really want to, you know, have a shimmer that's more vibrant and like has different tones in it. And that is that palette. So yeah, those are the two palettes. Now let's move on to the lashes. And then there were two. The next thing I have is these lashes. Now, everything else you can buy by itself and you can buy singularly. However, singularly. However, the lashes you actually have to buy the whole collection, which comes in this beautiful box that Revolution has designed. I'm obsessed with this. So if you buy this whole box, which is basically like the whole PR kit that my friends and people will get, where it will have every single product, you will get the eyelashes, and I would definitely recommend doing this because these eyelashes are stunning. I went through about 40 different pairs of eyelashes, no joke, and these are the ones that I decided to go with. The packaging is so pretty. It's got a mix of the cake art and cinnamon bun art on it in this sage green, and then inside you have these lashes. I wanted something that was quite fluttery, quite wispy, not too much, so you could wear it on an everyday, but also it's a really nice lash for like a nighttime look really. So yeah, I'm going to be using these, and these are the lashes. How pretty! I love them so much because they also, I have a thing where I pick out my eyelashes out of stress, and so I don't have many eyelashes, and so I really like these because they're not so full like at the tip, but at the like band they're fuller, so it just makes your whole lash line look fuller. Make sure to not miss out on them by buying the whole set. Yeah, 100% worth it, and especially if you want to just add that little extra to your eye looks with the palettes. I think this is the cutest thing from the collection. I came up with this idea and I have no idea where it came from, but I am so glad that my mind started working because this is basically a set of 3 lip oils. They're kind of about this big, so they're great to just pop in your bag. The idea I had behind this is you know when you go to a cafe and like you maybe don't sit down, you get a takeaway bag with your order. So I wanted to basically replicate that in the form of packaging, which I think Revolution has done so well. I'm absolutely in love with this, and it has a sort of like speckled sage green packaging to like replicate like the paper bag. And then on the front, this is another idea I had, create a receipt with what the lip oils are, the names of them. So at the top it says Nikki Lilly, which is like the place of your cafe. And then at the bottom it says thank you, served by Nikki, which I think is so cool. And then obviously it has my little signature here. So the lip oils are not just lip oils, they are actually like really hydrating. They have hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. It was really important for me to have it be something that was actually hydrating and doing something. And they're inspired by the syrups that you put into your coffees and your drinks and things like that. They've all got different scents and flavours, and their names correspond with that. So we've got a vanilla latte lip oil, smells and tastes like vanilla syrup. And then we've got Cafe Miel lip oil, which is a honey one, which you would put into like your matcha latte, let's say. So that is the second one. And then we have Caramel Apple Macchiato lip oil, which tastes like caramel apple basically. I wanted there to be something for everyone. So we've got the clear lip oil, which is like a clear gloss. We have the tinted lip oil, and then we have the tinted and shimmery lip oil. So this is kind of like a topper, I'd say, but it still will hydrate your lips and add a little bit of colour, but it has the shimmer, so it's kind of like most natural, middle natural, least natural basically, I guess. This is the Caramel Apple Macchiato, so like the name, it is the most extra one out of all of them. I think today, what should I use? I think I might use this one, which is the Cafe Miel one. This is basically just like a tinted clear one. Love this. And then we've got the clear one. So that's the vanilla latte one. So I absolutely love these. As you can see, they're super dainty and perfect and cute. Let me do my lip liner, and then I'm going to use this bad boy. Lip liner is done. So now I'm going to go in with hibiscus tea and spice chai. You can obviously do this with your fingers, but I'm just going to use a brush to make it a bit easier to apply. Ta-da! Obviously it's quite a matte lip like this, so that's where the lip oils come in and just make it all luscious and glossy. So time to go over with the Cafe Miel lip oil, which again is this beautiful sort of like pinky corally tinted lip oil. It doesn't have that much colour payoff, but that's quite good. It just adds a little hint of colour. How good does that look? I think that especially with the matte lip, you just need to have a bit of gloss on top, and because these are hydrating, you do not need to worry about your lips feeling all dry and crusty because of it. But that is the collection, everyone. I cannot believe that I've just done this look with products that I've created and that I'm holding and that are mine. If you're in the UK, from today, the 17th of February, you can shop the collection online at Superdrug and also in store on its own stand at Superdrug, which is so mad. We'll have to do another video where I visit Superdrug and see it in person. My face is going to be on like a board. Like, what? With my collection? Mind officially blown. I've got my launch party tomorrow, the 18th, and I cannot wait to celebrate the launch of it with some of my closest friends. It's real now, guys. If you are international, so not in the UK, you can shop the collection on Revolution's online website and get it shipped to you wherever you are. Hopefully the collection will also be available in stores in places like the US soon, but obviously that takes a bit of time logistically, and at the moment it's just available online, but it also makes it a lot easier because it can get shipped to more places. And last thing I thought I'd mention is the whole collection is super reasonably priced, which was such an important factor for me, so that as many of you guys could get the collection as possible. And yeah, that's it. Nikki Lilly, X Revolution. Wow. I'm gonna just lie on my bed now and contemplate life and how this is real.